What's poppin'?
So aggressive.
Hi guys, welcome back to my mediocre YouTube channel. So we're here with Kirina, who is my very good friend and travel buddy, if you will. We traveled a lot.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Quite a bit. So that is what we're gonna talk about while I dye my hair in traffic cone colors because I can. Hand is wet and I can't get the color.
No, the gloves are wet.
Why are those wet?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
I'm sorry, that's so disgusting.
Okay, we're here now. They're in, staying there.
Okay, so we're gonna do a story time about the time we went on a road trip through Luxembourg and Germany, which was very fun.
Yes, kind of unplanned. We knew the dates we were going on a trip, but not the direction. Except for Luxembourg and Germany.
The stop we definitely wanted to do was Luxembourg and the Millertal waterfalls. Trier we wanted to do in Germany and Düsseldorf. Those were the main things. Okay, let's first
glove. Hi.
Hallo, ik coming.
Yes.
Oh my god, say hi to my...
Mediocre.
Hello.
If you want to be on there,
Yeah.
at least.
Otherwise you
Hallo.
can get out. Can you open it? Why is there base in it? I don't know.
Tanden.
That's what it is. I forgot.
Yeah, she has a tendon on stick.
Ah yes, die tendenontsteking.
Arend was also on our Germany trip, well, for part of it. Luxembourg we were alone and he joined in.
I brought
For the
shoes.
city trip.
He brought shoes. We'll get to that. I did not put that on there, I forgot.
I have to make macaroni.
Macaroni and cheese!
Thank you. Alright, first glove. I should have gotten some foil, but that would have been too professional.
To start off, we were planning on leaving on a Thursday to another Thursday. So from Thursday 7th of September to Thursday 14th of September. But I asked beforehand on my work and for some reason they just didn't look at it, didn't care. So the week itself I was planned in for Thursday and Friday still. And I was like, pourquoi? I cut off 2 full days of our trip. So we had to skip on Berlin, sadly enough.
That would have been too far of a drive.
We wouldn't have made it. Or we would have made it, but like arrived and then left again.
Yeah, or like we
2
would have been
seconds.
driving for the whole during our vacation.
So yeah, Berlin was a no-no for this trip because of my work. So bleep this, future Emmely. Okay. I got off work and since I didn't have time to pack, since I had to work on Thursday as well, and I slept the whole day. I still had to pack after my work on Friday, so that took a long minute, so I left really late to come pick you up.
Mm-hmm.
It was already like 2 or 3.
I think even later, to be honest, by the time we left, because then I had to put my stuff in and reshuffle a little.
So we left pretty late.
Yeah.
Right into the traffic jams on the ring of Brussels. You will not drive for like 5 minutes at a time.
No, it's horrible.
So yeah, we had like 1 or 2 hours that we had a traffic jam. We came into Luxembourg really late. Did we see the waterfalls on the first day? Or
No, we saw nothing. It was already dark when we crossed the border, I think.
We came in Luxembourg, went to eat somewhere. I love this hairstyle.
You're welcome. Is your festival here now?
Yeah, we're going to a festival tomorrow, so this is it. This is what...
Up, this is it.
So yeah, we arrived in Luxembourg and went to eat something, and then we were like, oh, maybe we should call a place to sleep. We could always sleep in the car, but maybe it's nicer to sleep in the tent. So we started calling around, but it was already like 8 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And we still had an hour to drive to the waterfalls that I wanted to see. We wanted to camp around there, so we were close by.
So we could see them early in the morning.
Yes, so there's not a lot of people. And some of them were like, yeah, we're open. How far are you away? An hour. Oh, no, never mind.
And we're close.
We're close. So we call like 3 who like don't want us. And then we call this one very sweet Dutch-speaking lady. She was so nice. She was like, yeah, for tonight, sure, I have a spot. We are closed and I'm not there. But if you look on the floor plan, that spot is free. So just drive with not too much light so you don't wake up the neighbors. But you can install yourself and pay tomorrow. So Hell yeah. Yeah, the camping was really nice. We just plopped our tent in the dark. Apparently in a pile of goose poop.
We packed our flashlights pretty low, so we're like, just pop up the tent in the dark. That'll be fine. Frighten all of the goose poop and duck and I don't know.
We were fine, but the tent wasn't.
So gross, and that was day one of using it.
Day one, so we had a stinky tent in my car for like 3 days. I rather have duck and goose poop than like dog poop, because that would have smelled really, really bad.
True, but it was not pretty.
It was not pretty, but it was better than dog poop. And then we woke up and we saw the camping for the first time. It was pretty. It was also next to a tiny river and there were cows. I wanted to pet one. He didn't want to be pet, so I left him alone.
But it was very cute there.
Hey, Shimo, hello.
All the traffic will be stopping for you.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna think of like redirecting.
I can use you next time because someone stole my traffic cone and I'm still annoyed about it.
Yeah, just plop me whatever you need.
The old doggo was also very cute.
Oh yeah. There was this tiny old, well, a medium doggo, and he was just like sloughing over the floor, like about 1 kilometer an hour, not even. And he was just looking around, and his little boss was looking with him. They were just like vibing.
They were enjoying life on a little camping trip.
They had no worries, nothing to take care of, just each other. So we went to the Millertal waterfall, which is very close to the parking spot. So you can you don't need to hike to see it. You can just do a tiny little walk up a bridge and then you can see it. You can also do the hike that's attached to it, but you don't need to hike. So I was like, I'ma just wear a pretty outfit for pretty pictures.
Many people did that, to be fair. Many people just parked their cars, walked to the bridge, took their pictures, left.
And walk back. So I was like, we don't need a whole hike, so I'ma wear cute clothes. And even when I'm going on a full hike, I'ma wear cute clothes. I don't care. So
I went for practical, because...
But you look cute as well. It was not like you were
just
doing the full hike gear.
No, that's true.
You had decent.
Yeah, it was like
clothes.
normal clothes. Yeah.
We took our pictures, and we passed a group of guys. One of them said to another one of them, "Hey, we are here for the pure nature," which is a saying in Belgium. Pure natuur is.
Wait, yeah, you missed a spot. The guy was staring at us instead of the nature, so his friends were like, "Hey, we're here to look at the nature, not people."
And then he just like that responded, "But they are pure nature." But that is
Pure natural, like...
Yeah, pure natural. That is a saying in Belgium, pure natuur. It sounds funny. And he was like, "But those are pure natuur." We just passed and giggled. It was so funny. It was like a form of cackling, but like in the funniest way. Like,
I wasn't offended at all.
yeah, it was fine. It was like to be funny.
But the funny thing was, like, the response was instant.
And like,
didn't even take 2 seconds.
yeah, and they didn't know we spoke the same language as well. Because we could speak German there, we could speak French there, we could speak Dutch there.
I'm first gonna put the colors and then I'm gonna blend.
Okay.
I'm a little worse than usual because of my hand, but...
Yeah, she has a bit of pain in her hand. She's a little injured.
Not really. It's
Well,
like an inflammation in my tendons of my hand, so it just hurts to use it.
Yeah, not injured, but yes, injured. Like not an accident, not an accident, but yes, pain. We were at the waterfall and then we went back to the car and we're gonna do the city of Luxembourg, like more the shops and all of that stuff. Even though we're kind of broke, we just wanted to see. So we went there, there was a little market, we ate some soup. That was good soup. That was really good soup. And then in the middle of the city, if you walk a little bit away from the city, there's like this glass elevator that you can stand on and like see the whole view. So we went down there and then looked at the older buildings who were very pretty. Oh my god! When I said die me, I didn't mean die me.
Sorry, okay, my hands aren't working like they do.
It's okay. You do what you can, it will look good. It's orange.
I think it's just weakness leaving the body.
Excuse you.
That's my favorite quote.
From what is that?
Me.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe I heard it somewhere. I'm not claiming I invented it, I'm sorry. Don't come for me.
So we came down of the elevator, looked at the pretty city, and then when we walked a little further, there was like this little pool thingy. It was a footbath, but it was ice cold water. It was really hot that day, so that was really nice. Cooled us off for a minute. Oh, remember you stole ice from the Quick?
I didn't feel it.
Sorry, the day before we went to the Quick, when we like didn't call on time for the camping and stuff, we went to the Quick, which is like the McDonald's but from Belgium. We also have McDonald's, but Quick is like the Belgian brand who does the same. We could take refills, but since we were living in a car, I was like, oh no, a lot of food will like go bad in the car. We did have one of those, how is it called?
Coolers.
It was more like a bag, but same thing. Our ice is gonna melt in a super hot car. So I was like, oh my god, we can take refills of drink for free. What if you just take a cup and like fill it with ice and we just put it in the cooler? And that worked. It kept our food really cold till the next day, so...
Breakfast was fine.
Breakfast was hell fine. Okay, back forward. After the pool, we did call in time for the camping, but they were fully booked. Like, I don't know, when we called, they were like, yes, you can stay. And then we arrived and we were gonna check in, and they were like, actually, we're fully booked, but we do have a spot for you. So we were like behind a bush on a place where people need to gather in case of fire.
It should be kept empty. Because in case there is a fire, that's where you like assemble and should be safe.
But everyone did keep to the side, so like the main spot was still empty, but indeed shouldn't have been there.
And we weren't the only ones staying there, so they definitely...
Yeah, it was like a triangle shape. And like on these two sides, it was like fully packed with tents. The next day when we woke up, you really wanted some coffee, but we were like, okay, our options are cold coffee from a store somewhere.
But there were no stores closed, so it would have been like a few hours drive before coffee.
Indeed. Or we could set up the whole gas fire again from the night before. And that was a pain in the ass, so you didn't really want to do that, which I get. I didn't help at all because I don't know how it works. Well, I did help. I looked if the liquid was coming out. That was it. But I was like, what if we just go into the restaurant and just ask for a bit of hot water? We could like pay. It's not gonna be that much. That man was like, of course. And then he gave us hot water for free. So he filled both of our thermoses. Is that the word? I don't know. It was like a powder coffee.
Like instant type coffee. But with sugar and milk and stuff already in it.
Yeah. So then we went on our way and crossed the border from Luxembourg to Germany. And we arrived in a little town called Trier, which is a very beautiful city. I was shocked. We both were shocked. It had so many pretty buildings, and we had good luck because apparently on Sunday everything is free to enter. So we could enter multiple churches, museums, castles, visit everything for free. So that was really good because, again, on a budget. Otherwise we had to pick like one or two, but now we had done like 4. Yeah, I think so. We did the pink building. We did that big, robust building. Then we did the ruins, which we have a story about. Goddamn. You can tell it because you took those pictures, girl.
So there were like some ruins that you could visit. Very nice. And it was super hot that day, but in the ruins, like when you went into the cellars and stuff of the ruins,
a stairs down.
It was a lot cooler. So we were there more than up. And it was like kind of a maze, but
everything was connected.
Yeah.
But like you could walk in a lot of circles.
Yeah, you could choose the directions.
You were like, girly, you would look cute here. Let's take some pictures. So she starts taking pictures of me. In comes a man behind us. And he asked her, could you take a picture of me too?
Of course. I'm here. I'm the photographer of this trip. I'm taking pictures of anyone who asks.
She's very good at it. All the angles.
So of course I'll help him. I'll give him all of the pictures he wants, and like he took a few. He knew how to like change around a little bit.
Even unbuttoned his shirt.
Yeah, a few buttons were opened.
But then he started posing again, so we were like, okay, it's just for the pictures.
And then after the pictures, we gave him back the phone, and we waited a little bit because we still wanted to take some more because the lighting was very good. It was a really nice spot. So we were waiting until he left because, you know, we gave him his pictures of the place and then he didn't. So we were like, oh, let's, you know, walk around a bit, come back and then take some more pictures. But then we noticed he kept following us.
So he was like waiting for us to leave. We were waiting for him to leave, but he didn't, so we left. And then he like took every same turn.
Yeah.
Or he would take another hallway that like ended up directly into our hallway. And I was like, maybe it's a coincidence. So we started looping around.
Because we wanted to go back to the same spot to take a picture there as well.
And we started looping around, and everywhere I saw that shadow emerging from another hallway. I was like, oh my god, this is following us. So we walked further and further.
And we went like up again.
And I saw his feet like we were up the stairs, and I saw his feet like emerging to the stairs. And I was like, oh my god, we gotta run.
Because our plan was go up and then walk really fast and go down somewhere again, so he didn't know where we went or thought we left. But he was quite good at following, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because he kept finding us for a while.
Props to him. A very good stalker behavior. 10 out of 10. Would not recommend. Then I started, because like outside above is like this ruin, which was pretty. So I was like, Kirina, you take some pictures here. It looks nice with your outfit and your hair and the sky. Beautiful. So I took some pictures. And then I started filming. I have footage of this where I like started filming myself to see where he was. If he was behind us. And then he saw and he left.
He saw that you were filming and like trying to film him a little, and the minute he noticed we had a camera out, he left.
Yeah, we were like, alright, let's just read these little placards, because there were like placards saying what the building was for and what the...
when it was built and who lived there.
So we were reading that, and I see him in the distance once again. So I start filming again, and like zooming in, and you see him walk away. I'll include that footage here, it's so funny. So yeah, then we went back to the ruins a little bit. But yeah, that's scary. Don't do that. Like, what did he want?
Also, we were so nice. We took pictures, we said hi, you unbuttoned your thing, we weren't weird about it. And then you kept stalking us for no reason. Like, if you wanted to talk a little bit more, if you wanted to say something.
Could have just said
Could have done
hi.
that. But I don't get why you want to go into like...
He said nothing except, can you take some pictures? And thank you. Those were the only words said, and then you just followed us around.
Oh, and he asked for a few more, because I took some pictures, and I thought, you know, some people just want one photo, so I took like 3 or 4, and then I wanted to give him back the phone, and he was like, no, a few more, and then he unbuttoned his shirt. So I was like, oh, okay, a few more, but...
Once he started, and it was also like, little besties were back. He overheated. You overheated, because you're so hot. Yeah, and we went eating, and now we're doing the top half, I think.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. Where were we? Oh, that he was slowly unbuttoning his shirt. Kirina was there with the camera like...
Should I keep taking pictures? I didn't want to be disrespectful, but it's a bit weird to take pictures while someone is unbuttoning.
Creepy man, we're done. We're leaving Trier. We're calling campings. We find a nice camping where we can park our car next to our tent, which is right next to the Mosel, which is the river that like runs through Germany. Very beautiful camping, very nice. It was only €8 for 2 persons with our car in the same spot. That's insane. That's no money.
And also very last minute.
Yeah, only 8. Wow. Also, Kirina was in the bathroom, you know, doing her stuff, getting ready for bed. And I was just outside the tent, because there was still stuff to clean and packages to throw away. And I was just standing there and I saw the stars and I was like, oh my god, that's so pretty. And I looked to my left and there's just a fox next to me. And he looks at me and he was gonna steal some of the packaging that have food in it. And then he was like, oh my god, that thing moves. And then he left because he was scared of me. But that was cute. I never seen a fox. Then we woke up, packed our stuff, headed to the car, and Kirina's like, oh no. I'm like, what? Her whole sole fell off her shoe. It was only attached by a thread. So when she walked, her sole flapped like this. She was like, oh boy. But that was the day we were also gonna meet her boyfriend in Düsseldorf. So she was like, can you please bring my shoes? I don't have any shoes left. And then we did a whole day with half a shoe, kind of.
Yeah.
So that day we were gonna take it slow a bit. And we're gonna see this hanging bridge. And what else did we see? Oh, the castle.
Yeah.
Very pretty castle. So, the Hangselbrücke, I think that's how you pronounce it. No. I'm learning German. I'm not that good. While we were walking towards the bridge, there were these people walking in front of us or behind us?
In front at first.
Front of us. And I don't know, they were waddling and who murmured first? Do you remember?
There was a guy with a bike who like tried to pass
Us.
yeah.
All of us.
Everyone, yeah. And I think one of the people in the group in front of us walking murmured something like very passive aggressively about the guy cycling past.
And he like drifted. He was like, what did you say?
He was not at all happy, but it was like a gravel path. So it was a very dramatic like stop and like turn. And then
there was like a cloud of smoke.
Yeah. Honestly, there was, yeah. And they like started to like kind of face off. He said like, what did you say to me? Say it to my face if you dare. And the other guy was like, yeah, I'll say it again. And his wife was like, please don't. Like, please, let's just get to the bridge.
His wife was such a sweetie. Because, like, when we came to the bridge, so you walk a bit further and then you see the bridge. And in front of the bridge, there's, like, this frame where you can stand in and take a picture with the bridge behind you. So we were like, we're just gonna snap a quick picture. And they came behind us then, because we, like, passed them or whatever. And
while they were quarreling, we just decided to keep on walking and not, wait and see what happens. So
we like decided to take a quick picture. We were really quick, right?
Yeah.
And we hear him say, oh, these people, can't they go faster? Then we're like walking on the bridge and like taking pictures, but like we keep moving, it's like a second and then keep moving. Then
like keeping no one up, everyone, also the people in front of us was taking pictures. It was kind of, people just came to the bridge to take a picture.
And it's also not one of those very small bridges, so like you can pass.
You could pass someone.
So whenever there was people, we did step to the side and he just kept being a little bee and just kept going underneath his breath and his wife was like...
apologizing to everyone he passed.
Excuse me. And then we came to the end of the bridge. Lo and behold, who's on the end of the bridge? The guy with the bike. I don't know, they start like...
bickering again?
Yeah, but like in groups. So like the guy with his bike is with someone like talking about the man over there and the man over there is talking about the guy with the bike over there. So they're like staring at each other like being passive aggressive. It was kind of funny, not gonna lie. Then we got back to the parking. We weren't gone for that long. I think not even an hour. I get to the machine, the ticket machine. 10 fucking euros! Excuse me?
Yeah,
we could have just parked on the street.
Yeah, I think because it is a parking spot close to the site of the bridge and the hike is very well known just for the bridge, they profit off of stupid tourists who just park there because it's a big parking lot and then pay a lot of money, while parking in the streets would have been a lot cheaper.
But I thought it was gonna be like 2 euros. Like, why didn't they put that?
Even 5 would have been reasonable, but 10 was a bit much.
10. We were not even there for an hour. If we were there for like a day, okay, but goddamn.
That was, I think, the most expensive thing we did in like the whole trip that was kind of not worth it. I mean, the bridge was amazing, definitely.
The bridge was free.
Seeing it was nice, and that was free indeed, but just the ticket of the parking space was crazy.
And it said nowhere that it was that much before we drove in. It was only when we came back and I put my card in. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and everyone else there was shook as well, because you could hear everyone complaining about the price and how ridiculous it was.
Yeah, in front of me were two Dutch people as well. And I hear them like, that much? And I was like, yeah, it's expensive, huh? I was like, yeah, goddamn. We all got a little bit shook. Hi, this is my hair after, but like a month after, so it's not a real reveal. It looks quite... Anyways, when we were driving there, I still use like the GPS you need to plug in. It's from 2009, so some roads are not on there how they should be. It was saying I needed to go in another road, but that one was closed and I needed to take the one before it. So I just passed that road. And I was like, oh my god, okay, we'll just take the next one. And Kirina was like, I think this one is entering the highway, so we need to turn now. So I will reenact that for you. So I start turning, and I'm like horizontal on the road. Tell me if something is coming. Okay, I will. We both look. A bus. It starts speeding towards us. Fast bus. That was funny. We almost died. Hey, skirt. Out of there. That was a fast bus. And then we continued towards a castle that was on the way to Düsseldorf. So we got a whole tour there. It was very pretty.
Yeah, that was very nice.
So beautiful. And then we went to Düsseldorf and went to... I think we drank some iced coffee there while waiting on your boyfriend. And then we were looking at one corner and he popped up from the other corner. We were like, oh my god, you're here.
Yeah, we thought he was gonna arrive a little bit later, so we were still eating like a little bit of pie and like talking and chatting, and all of a sudden someone was like, hi!
He was so kind to find us apartment, a room.
A hotel, yeah. So he was still at home, and we asked him to book something, and that we were gonna split the cost, because it was easier for him to find something because he was still at home. And he got us a really nice little hotel room. I think quite cheap for last minute again.
It was so cheap. I remember I was shook.
And super good location and like walking distance from everything. So it was really nice.
Like in the middle of Düsseldorf. And then we like Googled each parking, which one was the cheapest to stay for 3 days.
Because we weren't gonna pay that much again. And honestly, the difference in prices was crazy. So if you ever go there, look it up, because sometimes it's just one street further and it's half price.
And it's also a difference between 1 day, a few hours, and a couple days. So please look it up. If you go, you will save a lot. And if you're just going for 1 day, I recommend maybe being outside the city and then taking public transport. But if you stay there, look up the parkings. Anyways, he had shoes. Kirina was saved.
That was so nice. Thank you again. They were a little bit run down. They were at the end of their life, but I didn't think they'd give up like all the way, because they were like platform, like a little bit platformy as well. Very nice shoes. But from one day to the next, I think because we were in a lot of like moisture and on wet grass, that maybe the glue just gave up. I don't know, but I didn't expect it, that's for sure.
The shoe wasn't gonna shoe anymore.
So I don't know the name in English, but when you put up a tent, there are these metal, wood, whatever spikes you have to put into the ground so your tent stays, it doesn't blow away. My brother had used it and taken all of those things out without telling us. So when
nobody knew where they were.
When I took the tent, I thought it had all its parts, so I didn't really check. That's my mistake. Fair. That's my mistake. But then when we were setting up the tent and looking, we were like, oh, it must have fallen in the car somewhere. Because it was at the first night, middle of the night, it was dark. So we thought, our fault. No, we checked a couple of times. None of that was there.
No Pinkerton!
We had a loose tent, which isn't the nicest. And we did have some rain, so yeah. Not the best camping trip. I mean, camping-wise. Vibes-wise, great, but
vibes were elite.
Yeah, so our tent was very wet and gross with the goose poo and all of that.
Stinky.
Very stanky. So we were super thankful to be able to stay in like a hotel and have a dry place to sleep in. So
Then
that
our
was
tent was stinking up the room a little bit.
yeah. I feel like we were smelling even though we showered. It must have been horrible.
Yeah, but we're also very lucky to be in the hotel because I think the second night in the hotel there was a big storm. So without those piketten, we would have flown to
The whole tent would have been gone. Yeah.
back to Belgium. Goodbye.
Yeah, no, the storm was super bad. We couldn't have stayed outside then.
So thank you, Arend. Thank you for fixing it. Yeah, that first night we then went to eat some Asian food. Very good. It was a restaurant and people were like waiting in line.
A ramen restaurant.
Oh, so good. Then the second day, what did we do?
We went to the K20 museum, and because Arend and me were still students, we have like student discounts, so that the tickets of the museums were very cheap, and then we just divided the normal price and our prices so that all of the museums that we did were super affordable.
Yeah, it was really cool. And the one museum, the K21 had like this really cool setup, like at the top of the museum. So like it's a round one with like big hall in the middle. So like all the halls are, how do I explain it?
It's a little bit like the Louvre, so it's a square, but then inside there's like an inner garden, but it's just like a glass ceiling, and then inside is just open.
Yeah, and then on the sides are all the halls with the art.
Yeah.
But the middle space is all the way open till the top. And at the top there was this big installation with like nets and these silver looking balls, like floating balls, I don't know, beach balls.
Okay.
Just inflatable silver balls. And you could like run on the nets and lay on them and just go in between those balls. That was breathtaking, so beautiful, so fun to do as well. That man was a little sketch. Weird man, sweet but like passive aggressive.
Also, we went at the end of the day, so we walked around in the city. We saw a lot of like sightseeing stuff, just, you know, walking around, because I really like doing that when you go on a city trip. Just walk and see where you end up and what you can find and stuff. And then we came, I think, an hour and a half, 2 hours before closing time, but the nets closed a little bit earlier.
We didn't know that.
So we were like the last group that could go on, but because of that it was super calm. But I also feel like he was at the end of his day.
Yeah, he was like, one more and I'm done.
But he was still vibing, like still, I think he loved his job, and it was so funny, like giving everyone the suits, and you had to wear like special shoes and stuff so you didn't, you know,
he was
twist
just
your ankles.
very straightforward. I think he's just like,
Very
put
German.
this on, do this, but very sweet at the same time.
Just stern and very on safety precautions,
He also
which is good.
took a picture of us. It's very cute. We also walked to that one building who has like the garden outside. Like the walls are made of grass and plants.
Yes, we did that during the day. It's really like architecture and like a bit more experimental architecture, and it has so in Paris you have a wall full of like plants and stuff, but there it was more like tiers, and every tier had plants on the outside. But because of that, it looks like it's like a big green hill that is the walls of that building, and there's like a shopping center inside, or like malls.
And there was a whole irrigation system to water all the plants.
Very cool.
It was pretty cool. Like, I'm not really into architecture and stuff, but I liked that one. It was cool to see how they made that work.
I made us walk a lot because I wanted to see many.
That's
buildings.
alright. I am the person who's like, it's not far, we'll walk, and it's like 6-hour walk. I'm that person, so you can take me anywhere while walking.
I feel like that's why we work so well on trips and like holidays, because we both don't mind it, and we really like just exploring weird situations, which is always fun in the end. So.
Suddenly we like walked for 6 hours, no break, and we're like, oh, we should take a break.
I feel like in Scotland we always underestimated the distances.
We're like, we'll walk, it's not that far.
Hello? Bye
Bye.
Love you.
Love you as a friend. Okay.
Denied.
Oh, it looks so good.
You think?
Yeah. Always that little noise. I swear you'll die and that's the last noise.
I know that's gonna be my final word.
You like fall off a cliff.
I've fallen off stairs just saying that. And then people just thought like nothing happened and then they heard the smack. And I was they were like, why didn't you say something? And I was like, well,
I said, we went to an Irish pub. Let me tell you. First of all, I thought I met the love of my life.
No, you didn't.
Such a pretty girl. Excuse me.
Yeah, you were fangirling over her
Yeah.
the whole evening.
I was like, oh my god, she's gorgeous and so sweet. And I like gave her a shot and then I like gave her a little paper with my
Mind
Instagram
you,
on it.
she was the server, so she
Yeah.
was nice and helpful.
Obviously.
But
And I was
she was
being
working.
I was being a guy. But not
But
over,
respectively, like
yeah, not over the top and not creepy. I just no. It was like, which shot do you like? And she was like-
it was a little bit
it was like obvious I was,
It was- yeah.
flirting, but like not creepy, not if you
not disrespectful.
yeah, no, if she says no, I'm not gonna stop, you know. So then I gave her a paper with my Instagram. I said, if you want to contact, then we can contact. If you don't, then you don't. So I didn't ask for her number because that gives off creepy. I just gave mine and she could do whatever. And she followed me back. And then we had some nice convos and she's very sweet. But she apparently met somebody else right there and I was like, okay, that's fine. But now we still talk.
You do?
Yeah.
Once in a while.
I fucked off in the trying compartment, but we do still sometimes talk.
She was very nice.
Yeah, she's very sweet. Yeah, and then we went back the evening after, and then there were all these drunk army guys. The second oldest one of the bunch kept trying to hit on us. Well, he obviously was married and had kids. We were like...
Also, mind you, my boyfriend was sitting right next to me
Yeah.
while he was doing that.
Yeah, he was like...
That's how drunk he was.
He was like, too bad I have a wife and kids. And we were like...
Also, too bad she's not here, otherwise we could swap. Like, to my boyfriend.
I was like, excuse me, sir. Sit down.
Respect your wife.
And
And children.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to do that, sure, but first divorce your wife and then do whatever you like. Don't be a little wuss puss. Yeah, and then he was like, oh, my friend in the white shirt thinks you're really cute. I look over, it's like a 40, 50-year-old guy. I'm like, no thanks. However, the guy in the green shirt, he cute. How old is he? And he's like, I don't know, 22 or something, or 23. And I'm like, I'm gonna need to see a passport because I've been lied to before. And this man actually went out and got his passport. And I was like, God damn. But he was 25. And I was like, aha, you lied. You lied. And then they started like arguing in Dutch that he didn't lie. Yeah, in German, sorry.
color.
German and Dutch is Duits. And then Dutch is Netherlands, so it's very confusing sometimes. And the next day, again, nice restaurant, good food. I think we went to eat Korean food.
Yes,
Which
for
was
lunch.
so good as well. Very hot. Not as in spicy, but very hot. As in, because it's like served in the hot bowls and stuff. Like the piping hot.
Right. Yeah.
Well, for Aaron just said it was spicy.
Yeah, I ate kimchi stew. He found that quite spicy.
Aaron is one of the best boyfriends I have never had, so would recommend, but not really. Stay off.
No, he's amazing though.
I recommend an Aaron-like boyfriend to all of you.
Princess treatment on point.
It never feels like I'm like third-wheeling.
Yeah.
So you're like vibing.
And also they don't make it about like only about the relationship.
They're not like to the side making out. They can do that, but they'll let me know that I can.
We didn't do that. That's not
No.
what she's talking about.
I'm telling you, you can do that. I wouldn't mind.
Nah, we were there for the museums and the vibes and
Yeah.
chilling.
No. Nobody has been making out next to me, and I think that's very nice.
But some
I, on the
people
other hand,
It was
the
fun.
hair dyeing is so ASMR. I just feel like, give me the tingles.
I don't know if I want to give you tingles. I went to get breakfast the 2 mornings we were there. So I went for coffees to a little coffee shop and get some baked goods. Little has really good baked goods in Germany.
I'm a sleepyhead, but usually she's a sleepyhead as well. So I'm very impressed and thankful that she stood up that early to get breakfast.
Yeah, it was nice. It was like a little treat to get you going. Some small, like, affordable breakfasts from Lidl. And then, you know, we could see the museums, walk around. And then the next day we went to a park, like, with botanic gardens and very nice gardens.
Yes.
And we were going there, but the weather forecast said that there was a chance of rain, but we were still gonna go and try. It was raining a lot.
Well, we got there dry. And then we went to the greenhouse.
Yeah.
And we went out a little bit. And Arend was like,
Few drops.
And then it started pouring. And I had one of those ponchos. So I was like walking around like a dinosaur with my 2 hands in the poncho. Like the autistic walk, you know. But it was beautiful. And like the greenhouse, I forgot all about that. That was so pretty.
It was so nice.
And because it was raining so much, there was not a lot of people. What the
It's so crispy, is that
Was it the hair dye towel?
No, but it is now. It was a towel of Aaron's grandma. She doesn't need it. She's not dead. She's not dead. She just went to a home for elderly.
Retirement home?
Whatever.
Damn.
She moved. She didn't need the towels no more. We got old towels, but they're really old, so now they're hair dyeing towels. Okay. I'm scared of the...
If it's muddy, 100% I'm gonna slip and fall on my face. Maybe my butt, if I'm lucky.
It's okay, as long as it's not in a mosh pit, you'll survive.
Also, forgot to include this story. The last day before we left Germany, we stopped on a museum, outside, half inside, and this started happening. Careful. Gives me anxiety. First, I checked because my phone was vibrating, and it just said this red triangle with an exclamation point. Is that what you call it? But all in German. Then I look at Kirina, her phone is doing the same. Then I look at Arend, his phone is doing the same, but I can't read it because it's in German. And I'm like, oh boy. And we hear this loud purge noise, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's about to happen, because we heard phones in the distance going off as well. So that was very scary. I thought zombies were gonna come out the bushes, and I thought the apocalypse had started. I don't know what that was. It made us very afraid. Both me and Kirina were riddled with anxiety. But apparently it was to let us know that there was no danger for a storm. Because in other parts of Germany it was gonna storm really bad. But apparently for us it was fine. Why scare us like that? Why? Zero danger and you scare us like the apocalypse is gonna start? That's kind of rude. I have done it many times and it only went very wrong one time, and that was not my fault, just the bleach's fault.
And that was the day I got together with my boyfriend.
Oh yeah, your hair was...
I was so ugly. I was bleach yellow, so not nice yellow, but bleach yellow.
And it was falling out, but it was not
lumps.
Because I do bleach my hair pretty often and I use a specific bleach. And you bleach your hair one time with bleach from a store that sells only hair dye supplies for hairdressers.
That was really nice.
And that was such a good bleach. And she was like, go get the same one. And I went to check twice because it's closer to my house than her house. And they didn't have it. So she was like, that's alright, there's a hairdresser dye store here close by. And she went and she asked which one is the best one you have and which one lifts the most without the most damage. And they recommended her a brand. We started bleaching as you usually bleach. Usually it's a mushy paste to bleach your hair, but that one was I don't know, clumpy, nasty.
Yeah, it wasn't mixing well.
But I was like, oh, that will just be this brand. So I started putting it on my hair, and I don't know, it was just not...
It wasn't
smooth
lifting.
Application,
no,
nothing.
Because it was clumpy as well. Some parts bleached, some parts didn't. Even though they were all fully covered.
Yeah. Like, I did my best, because it was so clumpy, I did my best to cover everything. Like, every little hair I saw, I covered, because it was clumpy as hell. It didn't take everywhere the same as other spots, and it was bad. And then you washed it out, and your hair just fried. So it started falling out. She could, like, do this and, like, have a whole clump of hair. That was a nightmare. And you felt so bad. You started crying. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah, because I've pretty long hair and I had longer hair, but I have very thin hair and fine hair. So for big clumps to start falling out, it creates bald spots really fast and like frizziness, and it was so bad. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, she's never gonna let me dye her hair again. Even though it wasn't my fault, I was like, oh my god, I feel so guilty.
But that was the last time I bleached my hair at home, I think.
Yeah.
Or
you were like, never again.
I got so scared.
Which I get. But I'm glad you still let me dye your hair.
The dyeing is still fine. It's just the bleaching I got scared because it burned my scalp as well. Like, I have really bad burns that were bleeding and it was painful. First boyfriend, first day. Yeah, that was bad.
So yeah, if you haven't done your hair yourself at home and you want to do it, please ask some advice to your friends who have dyed their hair, or to hairdresser friends, or to your hairdresser, of what brand you use and how long and how much it lives.
Yeah. And do a test strand. Honestly, if you have a new product, if you have the same product, like the hair dyes, we know how they work. We do it a lot. That's fine. But if you have a new product, definitely a bleach. Do a test strand. See if you're allergic. See if you react. Because the different types really do different stuff to your scalp, to your hair. It's bad.
So yeah, be careful with that, because it could go wrong very, very fast.
And if it starts hurting, wash it out. Even if it's not a nice color, even if it's not even,
you can always throw black over it.
Or like wait a week till it heals a bit. Because if you let it burn and have open wounds, you gotta wait longer. And if you damage your scalp too much, you won't be able to bleach it again, because your skin will get irritated really fast. Because if it's just a little, it'll heal in a few days. You can try it again after like 3 days. But if you go too far, it could permanently damage your scalp.
So think about it twice. You can do it at home. I recommend hairdressers because they know what they're doing. But do your research, because bleach is not a healthy, easy to use product. Some of you don't have the money to go to a hairdresser every few months. So then that bleach at home is cheaper, but do it carefully.
Also, what I do is I have very light hair.
Smart.
I just have them bleach the new hair. And then the rest, like the dyeing, we do ourselves. And that really works for me, to have a professional bleach it. And then
You
we
also
dye
let
it. And it's quite nice.
You also let them do it in parts, right?
Yeah. So now it's just like, okay, it's quite a lot, but it's supposed to be just a little, and then they just have to do it in one go. But if I wait even longer and it gets to like here-ish, they do it twice. So they do the roots first, and then they take the other parts, so that the part that is already white doesn't break or get more damage. And they keep a closer eye on that, so that it gets a more even bleach, but also doesn't break off at the parts that are bleached. And because I only dye the bottom, this doesn't really have to get
Yeah, and you see this band she like has a little bit on camera. It's a little bit clearer, but there's like this band. So if you will bleach it at home, you will always have that. Now this happened with your hairdresser because there was a bunch of people staring at her, and
it was a mistake. And we tried something new, also a new product, because I want it
because
more
usually
gray than white.
Usually she does it perfectly.
Yeah, she's done it perfect every time. I've had her do it 4 or 5 times, maybe even more. But then that one time just went wrong, because we tried something new. There was a lot of people watching. The product didn't sit long enough. I waited too long. It's also my fault. Like, I was very busy with school, so I didn't go for like, I want to say 9 months. So that was bad.
So usually she doesn't have the band, but if you do it at home, you will have that band.
Always, yeah.
Unless you indeed do it in parts and leave everything on for about as long and start where your hair meets the color and then go to your roots, but that's hard because you pull the hair backwards. So usually you start at the roots and do it like that, but then you will have that band.
Also, it depends because your roots bleach faster. So you could do your roots first, get it to desired color, and then do the in-between band, but then you run the risk of having 2 stripes. So be careful with how you do it. Get a friend.
Get a friend. Now we'll dye her hair. I don't have that much butter left, but we'll see. And otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow with the end result.
Eerst op een plaats begonnen, dan naar voren, dan naar rechts, dan naar rechts.
Festival now.
Was wel een camp.
So pretty. She's usually a blue girly, but she decided on green, and it's a good choice. Very good choice. So yeah, that is the video for now. I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.